Hello, I'm Dave Firkin and I'm taking you for a bit of a walk. Or, to be more precise, we're going to be exploring God's own country, the great county of Yorkshire. And along the way, we'll be sampling some of the fine ales and craft beers that are brewed in this fantastic county. So come along, join me. It could be fun. We might get a bit tiddly. Now then, today we are on the North York Moors at a place called the Hole of Horcum. It's part of the valley of the Lewisham Beck in the tabular hills of the North York Moors. Pretty impressive, huh? A valley in the hills on a moor. So today we're going to be walking around the edge, along the top, around this gigantic depression, across there over the moorland to the far end, where we're going to take a small deviation. More on that later. We will then head back, but rather than walking back along the edge, we're going to walk down into the Hole of Horcum. We're going to head back, walking along that path that you can see just there, back to the start and end of our walk today. So it's a circular walk. For those of you who are keen ramblers, it would probably take you about 2 hours, something like that. For those of us who like to amble in our ramble, it's probably going to take us about 3 hours. So let's get walking. This 5-mile loop offers a stunning view of this natural amphitheatre, some 400 feet deep, as well as the vastness of Lewisham Moor. Known locally as the Devil's Punch Bowl, legend has it this great depression was formed when a giant by the name of Wade hurled a clump of earth during a disagreement he had with his wife. Well, I don't know about you, but a giant called Wade, here in the North York Moors, seems a bit of a tall story if you ask me. Now, of course, we're not just here for the fresh air and fine vistas. Oh no. Essentially, we're here for the beer. And I've brought a couple along with me today that I hope you'll give a try. We are blessed in this part of Yorkshire with a cracking selection of local independent breweries. The Scarborough Brewery, located strangely enough in the seaside paradise that is Scarborough. There's the North Riding Brewery in the village of Snainton, and the Cropton Brewery located in the village of Cropton. Add to this the Helmsley Brewery in Helmsley, the Whitby Brewery in Whitby, and the Brasscastle Brewery in Moulton, and you begin to get the idea that we like our beer around these parts. There are plenty of other breweries, probably too many to mention, but today I've gone for a beer from the North Riding Brewery and another one from the Cropton Brewery. Both breweries, I think, are probably the closest to where we are today, give or take an inch. So now I just need to build up a bit of a thirst. Now this is a pretty rural area. We've got moorland surrounding us pretty much as far as the eye can see. Having said that, there are a number of pubs dotted about the place, in the local villages and hamlets, and this got me thinking. You could join these pubs together by making up your own walk. It might include the whole of Horcum, it might not, but there are pathways and bridleways all over the place, and with a good map you could navigate yourself between one village pub and another. What a fantastic way of spending the day! Just use the search engine of your choice for a list of what pubs there are on the North York moors. You'll probably find that most of the pubs you visit round here are set up more like restaurants rather than traditional drinking establishments. And that's okay. I imagine it must be pretty tough running just a pub in such a rural location. And I guess the food restaurant bit helps keep the business viable. But they usually do offer 2 or 3 real ales. So if you don't fancy the walk, get yourself a dedicated driver for the day and indulge yourself. I know I do. So, we've reached the far end of the whole of Horcum. I've built up a bit of a thirst, so I think it's now time we tried one of those beers. So I've brought along with me today a beer from the North Riding Brewery. It's called a Jamaican Rum Stout. Now this brewery do some amazing things with stouts and porters. You've got an ice cream porter, a tiramisu porter, a cappuccino stout. They do amazing things. Let's get this one open and see what it's like. So, wow, you really get that rum aroma. They've infused it with rum flavouring after the beer's been fermented. Oh, goodness me. Oh my God, it's got a strong, rich flavour. This is not a beer to be quaffing. This is one to sip and savour. Delicious. Just what I need on a day like today. You might have noticed there's a bit of snow about. Now, I've brought along with me today a snack. A little bit of sustenance, if you will. I got this from Glave's Butchers. Glave's the Butchers is located in the village of Brompton, about 14 miles away from where we are today. Established in 1973, this family-run butcher's offers a bit of everything: pies, pasties, sausage rolls, quiche, cheeses and even cakes and pastries for those of us with a sweeter tooth. It serves as a small shop selling bread and vegetables and other common household ingredients. It also offers wine and, of course, beer. I've gone for a pork pie. It's delicious. It goes really well with the beer. Now, I mentioned earlier about a small deviation in our walk. If we head off in that direction, we end up walking into the whole of Horcum, and we'll be doing that a little bit later on. But if we head off in that direction, I think we'll find something quite magical. We're actually heading to the village of Levisham. It's not that far, maybe adds 15 minutes to the walk. So 30 minutes, 15 minutes there and back, 30 minutes. I think we're nearly there. You can see buildings. And here we are in the village of Levisham. And the magical place I was talking about is a pub, the Horseshoe Inn. Well, we've made all this effort to get here. It would be rude not to have a wee drinky. Hello, could I have a pint of your bolt maker, please? Cheers. That's it, thank you. Thank you very much. Lovely. Cheers. Thank you. Yeah. Well, that was very nice. A nice pint in a lovely environment. They do some good food there as well. I do recommend it. Well worth a visit if you're in the area. And if you're not in the area, I wouldn't bother. Okay, so we're now back where we were earlier when we had the Jamaican rum stout and the pork pie, and we're now heading down in this direction into the whole of Horcum. We are usually blessed with Highland cattle around these parts. Not today. They must have gone to the pub. Who can blame them? At this time of year, when the nights are drawing in, there's a chill in the air, there's even snow on the ground. When it comes to beer, I like to step over to the dark side, and I enjoy the stouts and porters. When you visit your favourite beer vendor, you might find that they store their stouts and porters in those refrigerated display cabinets, and I've never understood why. And okay, I get it, it's a personal thing. Not everyone's going to agree with me. But when you chill a stout or a porter, it compresses the flavours. They disappear. I put the beer on a table. I allow it to acclimatise to the room. And then when I drink it, oh my goodness, the flavours flood out. You should try it. Try it both ways. Let me know what you think. Or just drink the beer. So now we are in the whole of Horcum. About 400 feet they reckon this is. And I thought this would be a good time now to hold up in or buy this abandoned farmhouse and try the second beer of the day. So the second beer of the day is from the Cropton Brewery. The Cropton Brewery is located behind the New Inn in Cropton. You should check it out. It's a great pub. They have a beer festival there every year in November. Do give it a visit. So this is something called a Yorkshire Classic. It's a bitter. So let's give it a go. So here's to it. Yeah, it's got that real malty, sort of toffee caramelly aroma. Now that is a classic bitter. It's yeah, the aroma is the same as the flavour. It's malty. It's got a sort of a sweetness to it, a sort of caramelly kind of flavour. It's the right colour for a bitter, which is always handy. It's very much quaffable. This is something you could down quite quickly. Yeah, it's almost like a session bitter. So you could spend an evening drinking this and go home feeling very happy. 4.2%, so not too shabby. Well, that's the second of our two beers for today. Now on to the last leg of our walk. We're coming towards the end of our walk today. It's been a pleasure. I hope I've inspired you in some way, whether it was the walk or the beers, perhaps both. If you're feeling energetic, I really do recommend this walk. It's great fun and a great way to spend 2 or 3 hours of your day. If you're feeling thirsty, I really do recommend the beers. They're delicious. Details on all of that coming up. But from me Until next time, cheery bye.